This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore.
There are many things that confuse me. For sure, there are. There's a lot of things I just don't understand. And one of the things I don't understand, and I've spent a lot of time over the course of the last 5 or so years trying to get my brain around it, is the unflinching loyalty and devotion that Republicans and low information political actors that they demonstrate for Donald Trump. A man who is an objective physical coward. A man who, when called upon to wear the uniform of his nation, dodged the draft multiple times. A man who is the worst of us. Greed and sloth and all of the deadly sins that people talk about. Donald Trump exhibits those furiously, proudly, and they love him for it. I know people from a past life, people I grew up in church with, when I was a right-wing evangelical, that believe that Donald Trump is a righteous, mighty man of God who goes to church every single Sunday. They really believe it. And it is perplexing to me. I have no idea why there is such a large portion, a massive percentage of our population that is willing to run off the cliff like the proverbial lemming. Donald Trump had a rally in Florence, South Carolina this weekend, at which he admonished his audience. Remember, the multiple draft dodging coward, the physical weakling, the embodiment of weakness, Donald Trump. He implored the audience, he put them on notice that they need to be willing to lay down their very lives to fight against something that's not happening. The teaching of critical race theory in our schools. I'm going to read just briefly from this Insider article. Trump calls on supporters to lay down their very lives to defend the U.S. against critical race theory. Again, for those of you who haven't been paying attention or just now maybe ready to hear it, critical race theory is a complex legal theory taught in law schools, not in elementary school, not in middle school or high school, not even undergraduate classes. It's a law school principle that is taught. But the right, in an effort to whip up their base into a frenzy, are now anything they don't like is called critical race theory. The teaching of our actual history, they are considering critical race theory. And Donald Trump wants his supporters to lay down their very lives to defend against this thing that's not happening. Former ex-President Donald Trump called on his supporters to lay down their very lives to fight against critical race theory at a rally in Florence, South Carolina on Saturday night. During a speech that lasted a little under an hour, Trump told a crowd that eliminating critical race theory from schools is a matter of national survival. Eliminating the thing that is already eliminated from our schools and has never been in our schools is a matter of national survival. Critical race theory is an academic practice that explores how America's history of racism and discrimination continues to impact the country today. In law school. Quote, the fate of any nation ultimately depends upon the willingness of its citizens to lay down, then he fumbles his words as his wants, he often does, to lay down, and they must do this, lay down their very lives to defend their country, Trump said on Saturday night, appearing to suggest that Americans could die for the cause, for the manufactured cause, the made up out of whole cloth cause, the fake cause, calling upon his supporters to die. Watch this remarkable moment from Saturday night.
Anything. Getting critical race theory out of our schools is not just a matter of values, it's also a matter of national survival. We have no choice. The fate of any nation ultimately depends upon the willingness of its citizens to lay down, and they must do this, lay down their very lives to defend their country. If we allow the Marxists and communists and socialists to teach our children to hate America, there will be no one left to defend our flag or to protect our great country or its freedom.
Nonsense. And yet people are willing to edge their feet to the brink of disaster. This kind of talk, which will continue into 2024, if he very likely is going to run for president, but if he does, is more calls for violence. It's more preparatory than anything else. Get your people ready to give their very lives for the cause. In this case, the cause is him getting reelected. Because we don't need to eliminate, we don't need to end the practice of teaching critical race theory in our schools because it's not there. It is a lie. And Donald Trump wants his unwashed masses to be willing to give of their lives for something that doesn't even exist. This is scary times for our country. What do you think? I'd love to know. You can call, leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me daily@dollemore.com. I would appreciate hearing from you. You can also follow me on social media. I'm at Dollemore, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, at Dollemore. And if I bring you some value, please consider becoming a channel member. Click the join button below to see what's involved there. Or go on over to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. Both those are great ways to support and produce what I'm doing here. I love you guys. I appreciate you very much. I'll see you next time. Until I do, be genuine. Take care of one another.